Minister, welcome to the House. Minister, Ireland and its governments have basked in the mistaken belief that as a small island nation, no one would ever want to hurt us. The mantra of how we box above our weight and our marvellous reputation as peacekeepers from a neutral state, allowing us to take the high moral ground on the international stage. Countless ministers over the years have spoken of our neutrality. Indeed, some have referred to Ireland's neutrality and our military non-alignment in the same sentence, not realising that these two positions are polar opposites. What does this say about the advice ministers are given? Perhaps today, Minister, you might clear up which we are. Are we, as Mr Justice Kearns put it in 2003, a country that, despite its great heroic value attached by Ireland to the concept of neutrality, the status of our neutrality is nowhere to be found in Bunreacht na hÉireann or in any domestic legislation? So, Minister, are we neutral or are we militarily non-aligned? I believe that due to government policy down through the years, the average citizen has been indifferent to defence and the defence forces, trusting government to look after such things. It took a crisis in Ukraine and a decision by the Russian Navy to carry out an exercise off the southwest coast of Ireland within our EEZ to bring into sharp focus the appalling state of our Irish Defence Forces and our defence capability. Shamefully, countless governments have presided over the disinvestment in defence forces and have brought us to the current sad state we find ourselves in. We have a naval service with ships costing taxpayers millions of euros, and yet almost half the fleet is tied up due to lack of crew, lack of investment in people and lousy working conditions. We have no idea what sails beneath the sea, for we have no sonar. Our neutrality is laughable when we are allowing a NATO country to protect our skies with its RAF fighter jets. Just as we have no idea what lies beneath the sea, we have no primary radar to see what flies above us. We as a nation, neutral or otherwise, are in a very sorry state. Minister Coveney set up a commission on defence forces that is now reported. Following the publishment of the report, he stated it would take 4 to 5 months to analyse the recommendations fully. Contrast this to the swift action of the German government, where 5 days ago the Chief of German Army vented his frustration over what he saw as a long-running neglect of military readiness in his country in an unusual public rant a few hours after Russia invaded Ukraine, adding that his army was in bad shape. 3 days later, the German government committed 100 billion euros to fund for its armed services and ramp up its defence spending to 2% of its gross domestic product. Why do you and this government need 4 to 5 months to consider where to go following the report of the Commission? Spending in Ireland on defence is 0.2% of GDP. As a nation, we are rapidly becoming defenceless and must by now be a laughingstock in Europe. Ukraine's president has pleaded with the European Union today. He said, "Prove that you are with us," in an impassioned speech that received a standing applause from the members of the EU. How has Ireland shown that it is with the Ukraine? Our response has been strange, to say the least. At the European Parliament, Ireland's 2 Green MEPs voted against a resolution condemning Russia's aggression towards Ukraine, where 62 of their Green colleagues supported the resolution. Where the truly neutral states of Finland and Sweden are prepared to provide weapons to assist Ukrainians defend themselves, Ireland is providing medical supplies, body armour, fuel and other non-lethal materials to the Ukraine military to aid in the defence against Russia. Indeed, one MEP suggested that the petrol provided should not be used in tanks. Minister, people are dying on the streets of Ukraine. Civilians are standing in front of tanks and armoured cars, using their bodies to stop them moving forward into their cities. Men, women and children are being murdered. Ukraine must be able to defend itself. We have military hardware we can donate. For God's sake, send what we have. We have a few dozen Javelin missiles, automatic self-guidance missiles. We have AT-4 unguided man-held anti-tank weapons. We have 84mm anti-tank weapons. Minister, you must work with the EU partners in every sense. We must be prepared to provide ammunition, etc. But when it comes to the Russian embassy and expulsions from it, we must be at one with Europe. We're not neutral. Indeed, we're not sure what we are. But that's a question for another day. Today, I will leave you by saying the words of Desmond Tutu. If you're neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. Have we chosen the side of Russia in Ireland? Thank you.